the State of the Town 2016, on behalf of myself and the entire council and the staff, we thank you very much for coming and learning about what's going on, what's happened, and of course, what we have in store for the future. So, on behalf of the council and myself, thank you. Tonight, the topics we're going to talk about is the vision of the town. We're going to go through our revitalization plan and updates, talk about our goals, accomplishments, what's in the works now, and what the future is for our children and grandchildren here. We're going to talk about the financial status of the town. I'm going to give you a quick report on that. We sent out some community surveys, and we're going to share some of the results and actually address some of the issues that we're in. We're going to talk to you about getting involved. Frankly, we need help. We need some more involvement, so we're going to talk about that. Okay, so let's first start off with the vision. People often ask how we came up with this vision. My wife and I have been here since 1998, and of course, her parents, Gene and Jack Ritter, were here forever. And when we moved here, really the vision started then, and said, you know, there's some things that the town needs, and we proceeded to build South Village out on the other side of town. And our goal there was to bring in a couple unique small places, a couple little restaurants, and we did that. And also brought in a doctor, a dentist, a daycare, an enhanced library, a salon, and like I said, a couple of restaurant eateries. And that's when the vision kind of started, because that was a hit, and people really appreciated that. So then it evolved, and we got involved with the town, and got together and put together a vision and a plan, and came up with a revitalization plan. The entire council got on board at that time, and then as the other councils came in, stayed on board, and it's been a good piece for the last 4 years. So our main goal was really, the vision was to preserve and position Chesapeake City as a premier place to live, work, and visit. Now that's nice to say, but what's the real goal? It's really the quality of life that you guys are here every day, that your quality of life is enhanced. The things that we're doing as a town and council and mayor and council, the items that we choose to do and work on are things that are going to enhance your quality of life. So that's really the goal. We want you to live here. We want the word to spread for other people to live here. That's what we want. So that's the real goal. Okay, like I said, back in 2012, because the council was already on board with a lot of these ideas, within 60 days, we first presented this working revitalization plan. Okay, and that's exactly what it is. It's a working plan. Our plan maps out the direction that we want to go and ultimately what we want Chesapeake City to look like in the future. Our plan serves as a tool for the town, as well as many federal, state, and local agencies that are our partners. Having a plan puts us in a better position for securing grants. As we implement our plan, our position becomes stronger. So really the plan does a couple of things. It shares the vision with you all on where we want to go. It lays out the strategy for these different chapters. But perhaps the most important thing is this third and fourth thing. Our plan serves as a tool for the town, as well as many federal, state, and local agencies that are our partners. We are a small town, folks. We have 700 and some residents here. The things that we're doing, we could not do on our own. So we have to go out and we have to get monies. We've been successful at that. When you go out and get these monies, you have to have a plan. If you show these agencies your plan, you move up on the list. When I say you move up on the list, you can move up to the top. So a big part was actually putting the actual plan together that puts us in a better position for securing these grants, which we've done, and we hope to shock you later in a few slides. And now we have to implement our plan. So this revitalization plan is a major plan that reaches each one of the things that are very important in town, and it's a working plan, so it continuously changes, and we update it really all the time. Our first chapter one was the landscape plan. Landscape plan was to spruce up the entrances of town on both the north and south sides through the use of landscaping or signage to help define our town's beauty, uniqueness, and sense of community pride. Basically, we wanted to restore a lot of the historic value to the town, trying to do proper signage, proper landscaping to beautify the town. And it takes some time, and we've made some partners, and we continue to do this. Here's some instances here. New plantings on the south side bridge loop. As you know, on the south side, the two big loops, it's been two big patches of land with one big tree, which, by the way, everyone knows that tree fell down this weekend. Within 3 hours, Sandra was on the phone calling the state because we wanted to get a new tree. We asked them to replace that tree for a while, so we got on that right away. But new plantings on the south side to really spruce it up. Might not look like much now, but once the season comes in a couple of years, those loops are going to look very, very good through the landscaping. The north side entrance, we did a little bit more than this. We landscaped, upgraded the sign, added stone at the front entrance, and tried to upgrade the front entrance. And of course, the trail through signage, through planters. I think there's 4 or 5 landscaping stations on the way down the trail. We'll continue to upgrade them and make our trail, keep our trail beautiful. Other accomplishments are Beck's Landing. I don't know if anyone's seen that. There are all new benches out there on Beck's Landing. We've recovered that entire area. It's probably the best it's ever looked. The floating dock and the redecking. I don't know if you've walked out on there. This is obviously for residents and also for visitors. You'll see all those new electrical posts going down there. All the electric was redone. Basically, that whole thing was stripped, redecked, and through a grant got that all repaired. And the third picture, some lucky people got to see. That's our north dock floating away down the canal. And obviously, a big thanks to Dan Marine for rescuing that. And down the canal, they rescued it and brought it back for us. And we were able to get it repaired. And now we made it a movable dock where it will be there during the season, but during the bad weather months, it will be taken out. And hopefully, we've learned our lesson there. So those are just some of the things. In the works, finally, it's taken quite a long time. The islands have not looked very nice that were put in by the state, but finally we got approval just in the last couple of weeks, within the last week, and in the next couple of months, those are going to be spruced up dramatically. So we're looking forward to that being. That's a cooperative effort between us and the state, and I'll explain some of those efforts coming up. And then, like I said, we established relationships. We were working with Manor School. The dates were supposed to be this week. I don't know if the weather is still on. We are creating some rain gardens. There are different parks, Ferry Park and Beck's Landing. These are the type of things that we're co-opting. They are better for the town. It's good for the community. It's good for the relationship between the town and the schools. And they're going to create some rain barrels, and this helps with I&I, the environment, and we're all in with the school. So we are partners with the school and proud of it. The next chapter, chapter 2, is our utilities plan. Probably the most frustrating plan for me because it costs the most amount of money, and it's also something that's I really want to see happen. Our goal here is to bury the telephone, cable, electrical lines underground, giving Chesapeake City a clean, historic look so that people will feel as though they have stepped back in time. These are the existing conditions right here, guys. If you look at George Street, 2nd Street, because we are starting with the historic district and the busy district, these wires going across the road, they really bug me. They really bug me. But we have really tried hard. This is going to take a lot of money and more time, because I'm not the most patient guy in the world, but it's more time than what I wanted, but we are making progress, and more progress than what people thought. So, go ahead to the next one, please. Some of our accomplishments: by law, we are allowed to do this with town council. We passed an ordinance in 2014 requiring the utility companies to pay up to 50% of the cost of the utilities to bury them. Now, this is the law, we took advantage of it. We passed an ordinance, so when we go to bury these things, at the minimum, they are going to be responsible for 50%. We jumped on that right away. The town and staff engineer met with the utility companies. It appears that burying lines along the 100 and 200 blocks of Bohemia Avenue as a part of the village streetscape project is possible. Okay, so the last time I talked to you, it was somewhat possible. The first time I talked to you was impossible. We don't stop. We'll keep going back to them and back to them. If they say no, we keep trying to go back until they say yes, if it's for the betterment of the town. We are making progress here. We hope to have a full plan. We're going to show you a plan in a little bit with Bohemia Avenue and the Village Streetscape project, and we hope to keep going and getting these things, getting these power lines buried, electrical lines and cable lines. It will make a big, big, big difference. So the future, what do we have to do? Well, we have to get funding, and we're pretty good at getting funding. But this will be an emphasis for us now. Now that we know that we can get 50% covered by these companies as our partners, now we're going to go and really focus in, get this funding, and make this a reality, okay? Chapter 3, this is the infrastructure plan. The infrastructure plan is to commit and steadily investing in fixing and maintaining Chesapeake City's infrastructure so that the town remains livable, healthy, and affordable for future generations. This, we have made a lot of progress in, and I mean a lot of progress. This was something that we had to fix immediately. I came into office 4 years ago. Everyone knows in this room that myself and council, that this was a heavy, heavy concern for us, because if we did not fix it, the town was going in the wrong direction, both financially and infrastructure-wise, and we had to come up with a solution. We've had many accomplishments since then. Water main interconnection, that was completed in 2013, okay? We used to have 2 water plants here. We used to have to operate 2 water plants. We were spending $182,000 a year on that operation. We proceeded to negotiate with Artesian. We brought water in from Delaware. We went out and got a grant for that water, to run that water line. Basically, in the end, Valerie, was it $13,000? In the end, it cost the town out of pocket. I think the total project was almost $2 million. It cost us $13,000, okay? That's because we worked it, we went and got the grants, went and got the low interest rate, and then we know how to work those grants. That, therefore, we could actually, after figuring it out, we could actually buy water cheaper than we could make water. And at the same time, we ended up saving $182,000 a year. I'll touch upon that later. This was a huge, huge accomplishment for us, and frankly, the water's better. Next up was the water meters. Obviously, we get new water, we have to get you new water meters. So everybody in town got a new water meter. Make sure that it was calculating to replace all the old ones. We also received a grant for this and was able to do that. The north side water tower was removed. That was completed in 2014. It became obsolete after we brought in the water line, and we removed it. It was starting to get rusty. We knew it was going to get rusty, and the other one's coming down too. We'll talk about that in a minute. So we accomplished that. And the water sewer extension to Bohemia Manor School Complex, which was brought up about 5 years ago, and we were told it was a pipe dream. It would never happen. It was impossible. Nobody would get on board. both council, all of town council, myself, the staff, we worked really hard to get this done, and we completed it. We completed it with some fantastic partners between the state, the county, and ourselves, and this has turned out to be one of the best things I think that this town has ever done, and we'll explain that shortly. Okay, so now a little bit of a surprise that we'll talk about. We took care of the water part, and then I told you in the last couple of years we are focusing on the sewer part, because right now we still have 2 sewer plants. Well, I'm happy to tell you that we now have the design done, we have the property, and we have a new wastewater treatment plant coming soon. And when I say coming soon, sometimes say, well, it's going to take you 5 or 10 years. 2017, folks, we will begin construction on this. This is the north side right here. This is the existing wastewater treatment plant here. We will be using that property. We purchased all these woods, the town, from these townhouses over. The town has purchased this property right in here. We are going to use slightly, about a third. About a third, is that? Right, a third of that property is going to be put on for the existing sewer plant facility, and about a third more. A third of the property that we purchased will be used for our new sewer plant. This is a $9 million sewer plant. This sewer plant will take care of our children's grandchildren, okay? This is a state-of-the-art plant. I guess every plant that really goes in now is a state-of-the-art plant. The E&R and B&R, I know it doesn't mean much to you guys, but it's all the environmental stuff. It's very difficult to do. They said a small town like Chesapeake City would never be able to pull this off. We're happy to announce tonight that we pulled it off, and in 2017, you guys will start to get a brand new sewer plant. Instead of operating 2 sewer plants, we'll be operating 1 sewer plant. What does this do? Well, it will stabilize us. It will obviously provide for the future, okay, for growth for the town, but it also provides for our existing residents now. And it really should stabilize our water and sewer costs. Now, since we did the water costs, since we did the water, brought the water in, you'll note that before 2012, when this new council and administration, myself, came in, you were probably getting your water bills raised once, twice, sometimes twice a year. But since we've been in office, because we stabilized the water, and now we've stabilized the sewer, but since 2012, you haven't had a raise in your water bill. And that's something that we really wanted to stop. We've stopped the bleeding, and now we've not only stopped the bleeding, but I think we've secured the future for what we're doing here. So this is big, and we're very proud to announce this tonight, and to let you know that that will be moving forward. Also, we have secured funding another grant for the safety of the town. We are building a 300,000 gallon water tank up at Bohemia Manor High School, right behind the softball field. Because we've run the water lines up there, that's the highest point, this tank is going to be built, and this is happening quickly. We got a grant very quickly in order to facilitate it because of our track record. We got the grant quickly, but we also have to build it quickly. That will actually start this year, probably this fall or late summer, the construction of this new water tower up there. Now, what does that do? Well, for some reason, for some emergency, that something did happen underneath the canal, or something happened where at the Delaware line, we will have an absolute reserve storage here that the town will have for any kind of emergency. And because it's so high up there, that Manor also increases the pressure, and it's a win-win for the town. This entire project, about a year? How long do you think it'll take? Yeah, it'll probably take about a year for construction. These things aren't easy. The grant also covers hooking it in to our system. So, again, again, the town worked hard for this. Sandra really worked hard for this grant, and we got it, and we'll now be secure there. So again, we are always constantly attacking the infrastructure of this town, always constantly doing it. We just put in this January a grant for MDE to fix the I&I problems in town. Now, a lot of people don't know what I&I is, but what I&I is, it's the runoff. What's going through our sewer plants right now is absolutely tremendous. So, but it's not just from you guys flushing your toilets and what you're putting down the sinks. When it rains, I&I is the runoff that finds its way into our sewer plant. And there's multiple ways that happens. So the amount of treatment that we're doing is astronomical compared to really what we're using, okay? So what we may use 800,000 gallons in a month, but if we get 2 or 3 big rainstorms, we're treating 4 times that. We're treating 3.2 million gallons, okay? That's, unfortunately, we're an older town, we have pipes that are broken, we have, different ways that it leaks in. So we've gone for a grant there, and what this I&I grant will do is give us the monies to start. Are we going to do it all at once? Absolutely not. But we will be able to take portions of the town and start fixing our I&I problems, which will again save money on the sewer plants, and we will treat less sewer, which again saves taxpayer residents money. The old and now disabled South Water Tower will be dismantled and removed. We got that thrown into the grant with the new water tower. So this south side tower will be removed. Is Finley here? He's in the back. He's happy that we're going to get it down soon. It's always a threat for him or Mr. Collins that this may go on the house. But we're going to be in good shape, and we are going to get rid of that. And it's in bad shape right now. And I say it's in bad shape, it's in bad shape. So that concludes chapter 3. All right, chapter 4 is the sidewalk plan. Our goal here is to fix and enhance the sidewalks throughout Chesapeake City, include bringing them up to ADA compliance, which is huge. Being ADA compliant helps with grants, and there's no way around it. Anything we do, anything you do, will have to be ADA compliant. At the same time, we want to create a signature look. Okay, so that's very important. We did 2 sidewalk projects, one on Biddle Street project in 2014, and one on 2nd Street project in 2015. This is a picture of the one on 2nd Street. You can see here, this all used to be cement sidewalks. We have brick sidewalks that are going up and down here. We have brick sidewalks all on the rest of 2nd Street. Really turned out to be a fantastic project. We love, you'll see in a couple of new projects that we're doing, we would love really to continue doing this and to get keep the sidewalk projects going, our accomplishments going. The Village Streetscape Project design, this is for below. This is for Bohemia Avenue. We've already had one meeting with the residents on Bohemia Avenue. This is going to be what I think is an absolute fantastic enhancement for the town. We are looking on Bohemia Avenue, where it starts here. Is this the 200 block? I would be confused. 200 block here. So we have our 200 block and then the 300 block that we want to do. Brick sidewalks on both sides. Okay, this is the parking here. I believe this is where the new Prime 225 is here. And this is what we want these two blocks to look like. Tremendous landscaping coming in. We get rid of these electrical wires. Yes, there's some trees on here that we'd like to keep. We'll try to keep. We don't know what we can do there. But the new landscaping and upgrade of Bohemia Avenue is coming. Is it all going to happen at once? No. Will we be able to get all the money at once? No. This will be something that we continue to do. But we're going to chip away at it And instead of having the uneven cement sidewalks and the road dripped up, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're going to try to accomplish. The plans are done on this. We're still making changes and still getting input, but the plans are done with this. So why are the plans done? Because when we go for the grants, here are the plans. They're already done. We're not just looking for a grant for any kind of sidewalk. To the state agencies, this is exactly what we want to do. This is how we want to do it. This is why we need the grant. So we're prepared, and we're putting that information in front of everybody. We already have, is it 80,000 chunk? Okay, so our first grant we already got for it's $80,000. That doesn't put a handle to what this is going to take, but we continue to pursue this. So this is our goal, guys. This is one of the we talked about the quality of life and how we want to live. Really upgrading the town and doing these things throughout town. We're looking to do. So other sidewalk plans that are in the works. George Street. There's an 8-foot sidewalk will be constructed on the east side as part of the Bohemia Trail. We're going to do the trails next. The trail project will serve as a sidewalk and a hiking, biking trail. Meanwhile, we will be pushing SHA to utilize its sidewalk retrofit program. The state highway has a sidewalk retrofit program, and when we show them everything that we're doing for the trail, we are going to try to hit them at the same time and say, hey, instead of doing this and ripping up the road a year later, let's do it all now. Makes sense to them, makes sense to us. So we'll really be pushing that. So both sides of George Street, we're looking to rehab at the same time. And this is not too far off, which we'll tell you about in just a minute. Safe routes to school. We have the design to begin soon for sidewalks on the south side of 4th Street, connecting them from the elementary school property to George Street, plus extensions in the sidewalks of the school property. Right now, the school property is some unsafe things there. We have the capacity to get a grant. It's called Safe Routes to School. We're going to go ahead and do that. I want you to understand that these projects, or not this project, this is going to be done at once, this will be done at once, but the Village Street project that we talked about will be a phasing project. It's a multi-million-dollar project, and we will not get all the money at one time, but we will set up ourselves for the phases and get it done. Chapter 5, it's the signage plan. Okay, our goal here is to replace all the street signs, directional signs, special posted signs with a signature look and reduce the amount of signs. This is the old look. This is the new look right now. You'll see some of the stop signs, but some are a little small, which we're fixing. We'll take care of that. But this is just one of the things that have been cleaning. We want to create a historic, clean look for the town. So when it comes to the street signs, when it comes to the benches, when it comes to the fencing, this is what we're trying to do, okay? That's why we have certain ordinances in town, you know, that we don't permit necessarily chain link fences. We don't want that. We want you to have the black historic looking fence or a fence that looks good. So signage plan and this entire thing all wraps in. Here are some of the signs that we've been doing. Obviously our trail signs, keeping them looking all the same. This is the look that we really want to go. Carl Myers was a big part of this, getting this together, and we really want to keep this look for any and all signage that we do, especially for the trail. So we've developed and installed the signage, and we want to continue to create attractive signs for everybody. Chapter 6, something which we have some great accomplishments in. This is our goal is to become a true trail destination town with walking, biking trails, linkages throughout Chesapeake City for residents and visitors to enjoy. Now the vision here, guys, was yes, this would definitely bring an economic boom, but the other thing was, when we talked about the quality of life before, living in a trail town, I assure you, just from the history and the numbers, the research that we did even before this this vision came to fruition, trail towns are great. The people that enjoy the quality of life in trail towns is much higher than other towns. The property value in towns that have trail towns is much better. Okay, the future for towns that have trail systems is much better. Okay, so these trail systems are very, very important for multiple reasons. Here's one of our biggest accomplishments. The first trail was the, I guess we call it the Canal Trail West. This was completed last year. This is the trail which ends here at Schaefer's and goes, goes all the way to Delaware City, which is a 17-mile trail. And then you can see here's the opening. Burt Wells, our councilman, Governor Mike Castle, Ben Cardin, and this handsome man right here, good-looking guy right there, ain't it? Yeah, he's good-looking. All right. So this was a big accomplishment. This is the first feather in our cap for trails, and it has really projected us into the future. We'll show that in just a minute. So this is one big accomplishment. Here is some of our things. This is what it looked like before. This is our sign here. People are using it. Even though it was late last year, we had some late fall people use it. Families are using it, which we love. This is the area here. This is our landscape areas that go down there, and this is an overshot of it going. There is a small spot in Delaware that needs to be finished, but that's going to be finished very quickly in July, and you'll be able to get from here all the way to Delaware City. We'll talk about the economic impact on this trail when we get to the economic part of the conversation, but just as the quality of life, this is the first step, and I encourage everybody to use it. This is something where they talk about the entire trail, Delaware section that's connecting. Again, I think I just said in July 2016 they're going to complete that one last small piece, and you'll be able to get all the way here from Chesapeake City all the way up through Delaware. Okay, so some other accomplishments that have come with that. We've constructed a small parking lot at Bank Street, a pump station for the trail users. This is a pump station here to the left. Obviously, you see that's out of the picture. That's not very attractive. But we have created a number of parking spaces here. Also, Schaefer's to along. I'm going to talk about this in a little bit because between Schaefer's, the Chesapeake Inn, and the Byard House, they are absolute tremendous partners with the town. This cost a lot of money. We couldn't flip the bill. I'm here to tell you that Schaefer's flipped half the bill on this for us. They paid for actually half of this entire parking lot. And they also have given us permission. Schaefer's obtained a permit from the state to park underneath the bridge. Anything underneath the bridge, and they have graciously said anybody that uses the trail can obviously use that parking as well. Good partner. Again, accomplishment. This isn't just something that's just for Chesapeake City. We're getting national recognition for this as we were introduced. This will be a big promotion, and I said we'll open up the door for an economic boom, which we'll talk about in a minute. This is just some more pictures. There's that good-looking guy again right there. Then we have people actually using the trail. We have our first family cycling event for charity, which includes local charities, the Deep Root, the Paris Foundation, Generation Station, and the Economical Association. This is 9/24/16. They toured the canal. They came in right away when they heard this was happening. I think you're going to see a tremendous amount of these things happening and them using the trail. What a great event it will be. So let's talk about other things to prepare for that we've done for the trail plan. You've seen that property out there by Bridgepoint property. This past March, the town purchased that property. And we will be actually selling a portion of the property to cover our purchase price, which you'll see what our purchase price was here. We're actually going to sell a piece of that, which will take care of that number, and the rest of the entire property will be good to the town, free and clear. Our strategic thinking behind this is that some ideas for it is a trailhead parking on that side, parking for the overflow of the Chesapeake City Little League, and maybe someday a little visitor center as you come into town there. So we're very excited, a very smart and intelligent move by the council. In the works, when I say in the works, this is going to start this fall. Last year we told you we received the grant, 1.3 to $1.4 million. We received the grant, the plan is done. Construction is going to start this fall or early spring. I hope they go with the fall. Again, impatient. But you'll be able to come over here, right where the docks start on the south side. The trail will go in front of the Byard House all the way up here to George Street. From George Street, it comes up George Street throughout town. This is the project we are talking about simultaneously as we're doing this, because we're doing one side of the sidewalk. We're going to work with SHA to do the other side. Comes down here, comes underneath the bridge, goes right across the Bridgepoint property now that we just talked about this. Continues to go up 213. It goes up 213. It will go all the way up to the middle school, the high school, and the future site of the elementary school. Okay? It's not too far off either. A new elementary school will be built out here by the high school and the middle school complex. This does a multiple of things. This obviously is great for the people on this side that will be able to walk, run, or bike this trail. I love it mostly for the kids. It is off Basil Avenue, which I call a death trap for cars. It is off 213, and it goes right down along here. Now, when I say right down along here, this looks familiar. I know you've seen this on a lot of our graphs because that's where our new water sewer line went up to the school. Again, we had a lot of forward thinking. If you guys see, that trail is still there. When we put the water sewer line in, and we also put an 8-foot wide stone trail on top of it, just to prepare and make life easier for once this trail comes to fruition. Now it's here. So the safety of these kids being able to get down into town, and for the town people to be able to get out here and go up here, safety is huge. And I love that this trail is finally going to start and be done. Again, here's the future of the trail. You can see the trail, like I said, there's going to be an 8-foot sidewalk going down George Street here. We're going to also at the same time tackle the sidewalks on this side, redo this road. We're also proposing that this road up until 3rd Street is going to become a one-way road. It will increase parking. You can see the additional parking that it's going to provide. Okay, so you have parking that's going up there, and it creates a great flow for the business district. You're going to be coming, whether you come in here, you come up here, this is going to be one way coming around here, one way stays, one way, not one way here, but you can go back and forth here, but then one way coming up here. So it kind of creates a district here, a one-way thing, and hopefully will enhance our ability to continue to rehab downtown. Okay, another thing with the trails, like I said, we're ultra aggressive with this thing. The grant submitted in 2015. We're saying that it's not cut yet, right? We're in good shape so far. Okay, so I just want to reconfirm before I say it.
Well, as far as I know, it's still in the
Okay. So we put in a grant. This is a 6-figure grant for Helen Titter Park, guys. We put in a grant in 2015 to make Helen Titter Park, including a permanent restaurant facility, increased parking, landscaping improvement, and we've made the cut so far. We are still in, it's still in the budget for the governor. So we have that governor, trust me, we're burning up the phone lines. We want this grant. This will be a great grant. It's just for Helen Titter Park, and it will be a big hit and enable us to upgrade the park on this side substantially. So we're very, very excited about it. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't get cut. It's currently in the system right now. Did I say restaurant? We have a Dairy Queen that's opening up here. My apologies, restroom, not a restaurant. Oh, mercy. Okay, go back one. I think there was one more note there. We also will be submitting a grant this year to construct a trail to connect all this enhancement that we're doing in Helen Park. There used to be a road here years ago called Lewis Street. This will actually become a small trail that will come from Helen Park. The trail will come down and connect on to the existing trail that's already down here along the water. So again, the connection is here. We'll be having trails, the upgrades here. I hope to create small trails through the woods here and really make this not that it's already not a fantastic area, but really upgrade this and make it very viable, and again, affect the quality of life for everybody here on the north side. Okay, let's go to the final chapter, and this is the economic impact plan. Okay, so our plan here, really, we always have to maintain the quality of life of our residents and also try to have our businesses continue to thrive. Like I said, our business, the businesses here are really, really good partners of ours. So our economic impact plan is very, very serious and very important. So we wanted to create and maintain a strategic economic plan that revitalizes the village business district and establishes special events for the town. Now, while I sit here and tell you that the restaurants are good partners, also good partners with our economic plan is the Chamber of Commerce, is the Civic Association, is the North Side Association, okay? These guys all work extremely hard to put in the efforts to make a lot of these events happen, and that includes the Lions Club. I mean, everybody is just comes together when it comes to this. Is it easy? No. Do people get on each other's nerves sometimes and emails go back and forth? Yes. But I'm here to tell you that the end result, especially with these events, are just tremendous. And I hear them in person, and I hear it on my cell phone. I don't only get bad stuff on my cell phone, I get some good stuff too. So a lot of these events, and while the town has it up here, and the things that we're doing, I want you to know that those associations and those people that are involved in them, this is a combined effort, and their efforts are tremendous. First one is Winterfest. This was an idea from years ago. We're going into our 5th year, and it continues to get busier and busier every year. The feedback has been tremendous. The restaurants are busy. The shops are busy. It's a good feeling. People come up with good ideas. We have a pre-meeting each year for this, and we have a post-meeting each year for this. And it's to talk about, okay, the pre-meeting, what we're going to do, how we're going to attack and everything up. The post-meeting is, what have you heard, what are new ideas, great ideas. And we always want more people for this. We need more people for this. This is a great event for the town, and we want to keep it going. All these things, again, I talked about our partners, all doing these things from the St. Patrick's Day Parade to the Ghost Walks to the Candlelight. I mean, all these things are all produced and our partnerships. Again, it's up here on the town slide, but I'm telling you, these associations I named earlier do 99.9% of the work. Okay, the CBD Canal Museum. This has been a big project, and thank Carla Miners for getting this up and getting this running. This is another effort. When we talk about partners, it's a cooperative effort between the town, the Corps, the Chesapeake Inn, the Byard House, Schaefer's, and what these guys do is they provide the staff to work this on the weekends. Okay, we've opened up the museum on the weekends. It's organized by Carla, maintained by Carla, but at the same time, it's your actual restaurants that are providing the people that are working there, and it's certainly is something that is very attractive to a lot of people visiting town. We're going to continue to work on this and enhance this and even make it a better stopping point for people visiting. New businesses coming into town, guys. We love it. Prime 225, excellent restaurant. These guys spared no expense. Two local gentlemen, Bud and Mr. Wall's Bobby, they've just done a tremendous job. This is an enhancement to town, and it's a very nice place. Evo and Row, and what I can see has been very, very successful. Care with the new leaf. I love coming into town. Always working out there. Always. That's me beeping the horn all the time. But just a tremendous thing. And yeah, the little chocolate place coming to the Emporium there. So what is the actual name of it? The Itsy Bitsy Candy Shop is now inside the Bell Emporium. So this is just the start, guys. We want more, okay? We want kites. We want a kite place in here. We want maybe a little coffee house in here. We want to get these businesses in here to revitalize downtown. And again, we'll match what you guys want to enhance your lives at the same time when the people visit, that they enjoy them as well. Okay, so with our economic plan and all these things that we're talking about, when I talked about getting these grants and different things, there's some tricks to it. This is one that we learned early, and I'll give Sandra, she does an okay job for us, but I'll give her a little pep here. In order to be eligible for these things, you have to become a sustainable community, designated as a sustainable community. We obtained that from the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development back in 2013. Now you might say, why is that so important? Well, what that did for us, folks, is that opened up the doors for us, because once you become a sustainable community, which is not easy at all, it opened up the door for all these grants, okay? So the grants that we've been getting, like that $80,000 I told you about to start the Bohemia Manor project, comes from there. But what it does is, it puts you as a priority. So when grants come out, Chesapeake City is now a priority, right? Because we are a sustainable community. But because of those push-ups and the foresight, we now get into these grants, and this is a big part of our grant list. In the works, we're creating a tourism committee. This tourism committee will work along with our already existing organizations. We'll be working with the Cecil County Tourism and the state, and this is going to be another great plus as we share and learn some of the things that can help build our economic. Welcome to the new basin. Look at that blue water. Look at that. We imported that from Key West. I don't even know how that happened, but this shows you what the little photoshopping you do. This is a serious issue, guys. Basically, the Corps every 5 years dredge the basin for us. Okay, and then they dredge their part. The town has to dredge their part. The Chesapeake Inn has to dredge their part. It was last done in 2010. So it should have been done in 2015. It was not done. And they thought maybe they could stretch it a couple years. We can't. It is a major, major issue right now facing the town. You have a hard time getting in or out of the basin. When I tell you that Councilman Miners is on this, Sanders on this, we're all on this. We're burning up the phones. We're contacting as many of our congressional people and Senate people, the Army Corps, everybody, federal, everybody. We're trying to find a way to get this done. This will certainly be something that is going to hurt us if we don't get it done. We've had very few emergency things happen in town plans. This is what I would consider right now an emergency for us. For our boats not to be coming in and out and use the town docks, or only be able to come out during high tide is not good. So I know that a lot of you have heard about it. It's a big issue, and I can tell you that we're doing everything we can to make it happen. This here is another thing that's in the works. This, again, I believe will be, a lot of people have brought this up to us, enhance the quality of life for people here that like to canoe and kayak right outside the basin here. Get my little trick pointer here. This is an area which we are progressing, been working on for a number of years. This is a launch pad that goes out to Back Creek here. Okay, and this is a proposed kayak, canoe, and paddleboard launch. So anyone here in Chesapeake City that lives here that likes to paddleboard, which is a lot more people than I anticipated, but likes to kayak or canoe, this is Back Creek, where we're trying to build a launch, get this done, and have this parking area here to bring in kayakers, people who like to canoe and paddleboard. The issues that we're having that are holding us up, see this area right here? Getting a permit to go from here to here is not easy. It is not easy at all, but we are making progress, we are hitting it hard, and doing everything we can do. In the works, like I said, we are looking to build a lot more of these events here with like the tour of the canal. Anybody that has ideas or wants to do different things, that's something we want to build. We want to build the amount of events, whether it's through bikes or anything, but it all promotes a healthy lifestyle, and anything that's good for outdoors is positive. Oh yes, and of course, our 5K races, which Frank does marvelously. Where is Frank? Frank does a great job at the 5Ks, now has a new home for them. And now Frank will be able to get creative. We can probably do some other stuff, you know, some other things that come along with the 5K. So he'll be able to take those great events from the town and put them on there.
Dean, that ferry service that was mentioned here, is that something that's proposed or in the works?
Did I miss that? I did, I'm sorry. Yes, we are desperately seeking a ferry service to pick up. As you guys know, that Miss Claire has retired. They did a phenomenal job for us for years. We thank them very, very much. We hope they enjoy their retirement. But we are trying to work with different private entities to facilitate a ferry service to shuttle people back and forth. We're making it known that there's going to be a lot of bikes that have to go back and forth. We're talking to the restaurants, combining their efforts to provide a ferry service going back and forth, and it's definitely a need. So yes, we are working on that. I'm sorry I missed that. Actually, we've really gotten some good feedback on a lot of different articles. This is a lot of hard work again. Our contractor, but also she's done a fantastic job marketing town, Carla Myers. You'll see here that there's been a lot of articles, the 10 most beautiful towns in Maryland. We just continue to move ourselves forward in that. Okay, another thing for the future plan is developing a strategy. We've talked about this for years. Two big things that we're trying to move forward with as we continue to enhance the town and the different things that we're doing in town. It's really turning into a place where people really want to get married. A lot of people have gotten married here, but now there's a lot of interest in that. Beautiful ballrooms that our restaurants have. One of them you're sitting in right now. Just a great thing between the bed and breakfasts. Just a very good combination for that, and it's happening. I mean, some of these ballrooms are booked 2 years out with weddings. The one thing that we're going to put a concerted effort to down here is the corporate retreat center. Now that we have these other activities, you get the paddleboarding, you get the canoeing, you have the trails in which different events can be done. We can bring people in here during the week. We can bring people in here from Wilmington. We can bring people in here from Philly, from Baltimore. They want to get away and have a quiet retreat. They have fantastic bed and breakfasts they can stay at, okay? They have beautiful restaurants they can be. They have activities they can do. And this is during the week business. This is going to become a major priority for our marketing group, for the town, to go after these people. We think that this is a viable thing by what our town is turning into. It's just another step. So as you can see, the vision becomes reality. Many steps have been taken, have been accomplished, but many more need to be taken in order to preserve the future of our unique town and enhance the quality of life of our current and future residents, as well as the quality of our visitors. Remember, the revitalization plan is a working document. This whole plan that we just went through is a working document. It's changing, it's updated. The more people that get involved, the more the document will change for the betterment. So I encourage you all to do that. Let's talk about the financial status of the town. This is one thing as mayor, and I'm sure council is most proud of. Our financial status here in Chesapeake City continues to be in a strong financial position. We've been able to undertake these projects that have been made through the acquisition of grant monies. The infusion of these outside funds has kept our general fund strong while enabling the town to move forward. What does this mean? This means that by going out and getting these grants, going out and getting these monies, we haven't had to take money from the general fund, to steal money from the general fund, borrow money from the general fund, okay? We haven't had to do that. The general fund is there to do exactly what it's supposed to do for our taxpayers and our residents to be used to maintain the town. To enhance our town, we've gotten these grants, and that's really is what propelled us to do that. Now, is everybody sitting down? Because this next number we're very, very proud of. In 4 short years, this town has received in grants and projects $19,190,000. When I'm talking to people in Annapolis, or I'm in Annapolis and doing some of the push-ups, or Sandra's working the phones for this, and this is also a team effort with council proving different things that we go after. It's an amazing number for a small town like ours. It is absolutely an amazing number. And you know what? We're going to keep going. We're going to keep doing everything that we can do to get these monies to continue to enhance the quality of life. It's just what we do. It's the only way to do it. Okay? It's the one thing, if anything, that I wanted to do when I got here and I got the council, everyone to buy in. This is the only way we do it. We can't tax you to death. We can't raise your water and sewer bills anymore. We have to go out and fight for the money to make our town better. That's what we've done. Very proud of it. And this covers everything from our bike program to the new sewer plant. Doesn't have Helen Tedder Park on there because it's not until it gets either cut or facilitated that will come in. But this is big stuff, guys. And this is well, it's not all done. And council, I know I get on their nerves sometimes, and staff even more, because I want it done tomorrow. I want all the trails done tomorrow. I want the water and sewer plant done by the fall. I'll get them for the fall, but it doesn't happen. So it's not how it works. It's taken me a few years to get used to that, but gotten used to it. But we're still going to go out. We're going to keep fighting, and hopefully next time we do this, that number will be much higher. A big thing about this town, and we're going to address a lot of different things right now, is communication. Another thing that the entire council has pushed, and myself and the staff, is we want to try to communicate with you guys as much as possible. I'm going to talk about the survey in just a second, but we've probably, everyone getting the newsletters all the time. They get the newsletters. We try to communicate through there. We try to communicate our meetings from our website. We urge you to go on our website to see everything that's going on. We'd like to communicate from door to door. We'll drop flyers off. And we probably communicate too much when we abuse the reverse 911 system. Right? But our communication is very, very important. being able to get a hold of you is very, very important. Having your email address, and we promise we won't send stuff that you don't want, but having your email address and your phone number is very, very important to us, because if we don't have it, we'd like you to get it. Many people here have filled out surveys. If you have not filled out a survey, we do have surveys in the back. We'd love you to take that survey, give us your input, and turn it back into town. So communication is very important, because when communication doesn't happen, then sometimes things get a little out of control. So I want to talk about some of those things, and I'd like to go over a few things in the community survey that we got back and try to touch upon. So the surveys are very important. We want to address some of your concerns. So I'm going to address some of those right now that we got back on the survey. We've got quite a few surveys that said, well, what are you doing, town of Chesapeake City's, instead of spending $2.1 million on the trail, there's tons of stuff that can be done in town. You could fix some roads up, you can fix some of the piping problems you have, you can do all these other things. And we had quite a few people say that. But I need everybody to understand that's not how the grant service works, okay? If you get a $2.1 million grant for a trail, you have to use it for the trail. If we get an $800,000 grant for the water tower, you have to use it for the water tower. And they account for every single penny. So the grants that we get, guys, are grants that we go out and get for specific projects, and they have to be used for those specific projects. There are no grants available to go out and say, I need $10 million for the town of Chesapeake City. If they were, we'd go get it, I promise you. But they're not available, but the grants that we do get, they're for specific issues, so trust me, we try to get every single grant out there. So I wanted to clear that miscommunication up. Too much staff, okay? We've had a couple of complaints that we have too much staff in town hall. Well, before I came in, I just want you guys to know, just to correct the numbers to communicate, we had 4 people on staff. We only have 3 people full-time on staff now, okay? So we went from 4 to 3 people, and this, on top of that, we've given this the great barrage of everything that we're doing. So not only is it down to 3 people, I've also made their life heck, but at the same time, I think that they're doing a tremendous job. And between Mary, Valerie, and Sandra, our maintenance guy, David, and our contractors, Carlin and Rob, I think they're doing a tremendous job. But our full-time employees dealing with the public were actually one less than what we had. Next up is absentee mayor. Absentee mayor. And got at least a half a dozen back that they feel that the mayor is absentee. I guess the best way to answer this is the way things are done now are a little bit different than they were done years ago. You can't, having somebody in an office from 9 to 5, I'm not retired yet, I'm not even close to retirement, but having somebody in the office from 9 to 5 is really a thing of the past. But technology today, being able to communicate with my staff, being able to communicate with council, you can spend more time in Annapolis, or you can spend more time on the phone. I can be just as efficient sitting in my living room than I can in the office. I know that's been a concern to people, but those are the facts. The way that the game works now is that it's not necessarily what happens between 9 to 5 sitting behind a desk. It's going and fighting for everything that you see here. So it's a different task. It's not like what it used to be before. So, while it may seem like a absentee mayor, I assure you, well, you can ask the staff who the biggest pain is, calling them 5-6 times a day, but that's how it works. And I hope that people understand that, and that's where this new system that we're doing, I think that's one of the reasons why council and the mayor got these great results that we've done so far. More use of Helen Titter Park. I kind of answered that. No one really knew about that, but you see what we're in the works for there. That was a big concern. Junk in the yards. Stop allowing these junk people just to throw junk in the yards. Okay. We agree. We absolutely agree. We wouldn't address this except it was on a number of the surveys that we got in. So we're going to do a better job at sending out what you would call threatening letters. And we're going to do a better job of trying to get the community to get behind us when it comes to this. Whether you tell your neighbor or whatever, but we are going to do everything we can. This is definitely put on the council's agenda. We're going to come up with a game plan. That's a great suggestion. The nasty letters don't work all the time, but we're going to come up with a game plan to help take care of that. Gossip and rumors. I love this one. Oh my. Gossip and rumors. Social media, my favorite. Okay, so this is sometimes social media gets out of control. Actually, the next issue we'll talk about the neon pink bridge that we're going to have. But listen, you guys have my cell number. If you want my cell number, it's at town hall all the time. Most of you have it. I hear a lot when the noise is up too loud or something's happening in town or anything like that. But everybody has it. If you don't have it, you can have it. But if you want a direct answer, you want to know exactly what's going on. Is the bridge being painted pink or purple or brown or black? Call us directly. We've got some fantastic newspaper people up here. They don't get it right all the time, right? They do a pretty good job, but they don't get it right all the time. And it blows my mind. I get pictures of these people sending me pictures of these posts on social media. If you want the answers, call us. If I don't have it, I bet you my staff will get it for you. Okay, so that is, the next issue we're going to clear up real quick. It wasn't on the survey, but it's a hot topic this week. All right, and that's the bridge. All right, the painting of the bridge, black, orange, purple, whatever. All right, so let me give you our process behind all this with the bridge. We went to the Corps probably 3 years ago, right? 3 years ago and said, hey, look at the rust on this bridge. I mean, is there anything what can we do about this? They're like, it's not in the budget, okay? How do you get it put in the budget? Well, we'll put it in the budget next year. Okay, well, how much is it going to cost? Well, you're not due for a paint job until, it's every 20 years for the paint job? It's every 20 years for a paint job for the bridge. We're like, look at these railings. They are horrible. They said, okay. So they put in a request for $3 million to paint the railings. I'm saying to myself, $3 million? I might go out there. Then the concern was, okay, these railings have been there forever, and these railings have lead-based paint on them, okay? So we were like, why don't we replace the railings? Why don't we get rid of the chain link fence and put up a nice railing? We have our trail going in. We're trying to restore the town to its historic thing. We're asking people to, it fits in with our bench program, our signs, the historic look that we're trying to do. Remember, like this plan is altered. Remember the gates that we wanted coming into town? That used to be on this plan. We can't do it because the state won't allow us to do it. It's illegal throughout the whole state. But we were trying to tie everything in, so we were like, okay, for the railings only, let's put these thin railings as a black railing fence that goes down both sides. Not the bridge, folks. We're not going to paint the bridge black. This was just an idea, by the way. So we threw this out there and said, okay, let's replace this. And they said, okay, we'll see what we can do. Well, they came back and they finally said, hey, you got it. I'm like, great, you got it. They're like, yeah, it's going to cost $6.8 million. I'm like, 6.8, I'm like, great, we got the replacement. We're getting the new railing, we're gonna get a great railing. No. That was the price 3 years ago when we asked for it, Gene. The new price just to paint the bridge is $6.8 million. And I'm like, now I know I can get a couple buddies and I can paint this bridge for $6.8 million. The bottom line is that's what we asked for. They came in a few weeks ago when they dropped the bombshell on us that, yeah, it was $6.8 million. And we're like, well, we originally wanted the black picket fence, which you would not be able to. The other reason, between tying it into the town, you know, that just the railing, having the black railing. The other thing is, a year and a half when the bridge is this color, a year and a half, the rust comes back out, and the rust with this color shines through dramatically. I mean, the rust comes right out. So we were thinking with the black, the rust would not come through as much. You know what I mean? It's darker, and the rust wouldn't show up. So this was the first discussion that was a couple weeks ago. And we didn't even get the word, but I guess the newspapers got the word after all this that the black can't work out anyhow because the safety doesn't work, and it's not safe because it's too high. Is that what they told you? It was too high. So the newspaper got that information before we got the information. So, but by the time I got my text messages and council called me, and you know, we got this issue. I wanted neon pink rails. I wanted an entire black bridge, flashing disco ball on the top. It's not true, folks. It's not true. So, again, sometimes the social media gets a little out of control. If you really want to say something, and I really do want you, each and every one of you, to get involved, call us. We'll give you a direct answer. If we don't have the answer, we'll find it, and we'll call you and let you know what it is. So needless to say, I think that the verdict is, which I personally don't like, but a lot of people have said if we get the railings done, we should do it the same color. So that's most likely what will be done. And, you know, it's just, again, one of the things here I want to point out that a lot of people came out of the woodwork and said, hey, we don't want this. What I would dream for is that you come to the workshops, you get involved, and you know about it before we're making the decision, okay? Because all council voted on this, 5-0 to get it done. We didn't hear anything from it. Every single council person, I agreed to put the black railings up, to ask for the black railings, and then we heard from it. So we're like, we got our Monday morning quarterbacks, let's try to fix it, let's see what they are. But I'm asking you to get involved beforehand so that we can do these things. Okay, so that's just a few of the issues with the community survey. What do we have next year? This is a team. This is a team effort. This is a team between the council and the staff, okay? We do everything we can to accomplish this plan. Everything that we can, okay? So, very, very important. We have Bill Miners, Trudy Carter, which is a recent add-on to council. Wow. You guys, what Ms. Carter's going to be able to provide for us is enormous. Mr. Tommy Morris, Harry Sampson, he's been a little bit laid up, but the guys on top of it, and Frank Berry, last but certainly not least, is just doing a tremendous job. I can tell you that this council, the last council, there have pretty much been, for my first 4 years here, have pretty much been 5-0 votes. We're all on the same game plan. Everybody believes in the revitalization plan. It's a total team effort, and we're trying to move forward with that. Now, the people that make us look good: Sandra, Valerie, Mary, David, Rob, and Carla. These guys are relentless. They do it all the time. They're the ones that are there from 9 to 5. They're the ones, those first 3, they're the ones that take the burden of everything. I think they absolutely do a tremendous, tremendous job. Very proud. And our consultants, contract employees are consultants that work a certain amount of hours a week. You guys all know Mr. Mayor Rob Bernstein. He has a tremendous amount of success. He knows about these projects. He is really spending a lot of time facilitating our extension that goes up, that went up to 213. Let me just touch upon that for a minute. You know, a lot of people, again, thought that that extension going up to 213 was a pipe dream, something that could never happen. The amount of revenue from hookup fees and new users that is being brought into this town by that extension is something that's absolutely changed our entire financial outlook when it comes to the water sewer, okay? I'm going to talk about this real quick. The water sewer, Valerie, did we figure 1972? Since 1972, the water sewer has not sustained itself until now. For the first time since 1972, every year the general fund had to pay bills for the water sewer fund, okay? Had to pay the bills. We were taking money from the general fund, taking that and paying the difference to keep the facilities moving, to keep them going. I'm proud to tell you that it's been 2 years now. For 2 years now, the water sewer, because of the cuts we made, not going to water, 2 water plants, really consolidating things, building the line up to 213, the benefits that we're getting from that line, we are now self-sufficient in the water sewer fund for the first time in over 50 years. That's huge. That's huge. And it's a team effort. It was a team effort that did it, so thank you for that. And Carla, is, it says 12 hours a week up there. I assure you, you can times that by 2, 3, and 4 sometimes. The amount of effort that Carla puts into our marketing, and it's really taking us as far as tourism to the next step. Does a great job. So, town staff has just been absolutely tremendous. Can we do it all ourselves? No. And you guys know, every time I see you here, I get to see you once a year, some of you, I can't stress to you how important it is. And I know that everyone has busy lives, even if it's just once a month, okay? Even if you can just give up one night a month, it doesn't matter. Come to just a workshop when all these things are being discussed, all these things are being talked about. If you can't get on the committee or anything, that's fine. But come to our workshops. It's 2 hours, tops, okay? If there's a sporting event on that night, I usually keep it at 45 minutes. We get back to 20, but what I'm saying is just your input on that one night a month, so that you hear about all the subjects. Because I would tell you, we have meetings on the second Monday of the month, our town meeting, and the workshop on the fourth Monday of the month, right? The work is all done in the workshop. Our meetings, the way I conduct these meetings is everything that was discussed. It's all hammered out then. So the meeting, the second meeting, is just done, bring up the action items, we get business done there, the voting meeting. But the workshops are where it's discussed, thrown back and forth, input. I'm asking you, if you can do more than one night, get even more involved. We have committees that desperately need you, and you can make a difference in the quality of life, not just yourself, but everybody else. But if you can't do that, at least come that one night, okay, and hear about things. You might come up with 2 or 3 things that happens all the time. Come up with 2 or 3 things that we're discussing, and it might take us in a new direction and get something done. So I ask you, please, to be involved. In conclusion, come to our monthly council meetings and workshops, inquire about seeing our town committee for running for office, volunteering for projects and events. It's been a privilege to be your mayor. We have a great town, and it's getting better all the time. I would be honored to continue my service and help bring all the projects. We have to work. We have a lot of things that have to work into completion. I'd like to see some of those things through. It's very, very important to me. Thank you for your time this evening. As always, feel free to contact me.